So Tampa is 2 wins away from returning to the Stanley Cup final. It was a great game, low scoring. It was a defensive battle, goaltenders battle, but Vasilevsky won it. The Islanders end up out shooting the Tampa Bay Lightning, but they couldn't get anything past Vasi because he was Vasi. Um, Tampa, and I just have to bring up the main highlight of this game was Braden Point. Braden Point scored this crazy goal. This is after they're on the power play, but right after it ended, I think if I saw correctly, he got cross-checked. While he was down on his knees, he puts it in. I still couldn't believe it. So, Braden Point, he scored this amazing goal. It was his 11th in this postseason. It ended up being the game-winning goal. The Tampa went up 2-1. That's what the final score was. The Lightning won 2-1. Now they're up in this series 2-1. So Tampa is 2 wins away from officially defending their title in the Stanley Cup final. And as for the Islanders, they're backs into the wall for the first time in the series because they took game one, but they haven't been able to solve Vasi again ever since then. And the Islanders need to win at home to make this interesting. But because if Tampa Bay takes Game 4 on Saturday, I think it's gonna be over for the Islanders again. They're gonna come up this close again. That's what happened to them last year. I think last year the bubble they were down 3-1. They won Game 5 to make it interesting, but couldn't win Game 6. Um, yeah, the Islanders they need to step it up Saturday. Um, elsewhere, congratulations to Rod Brindamore. Well, double congratulations. Number one, um, 3 more years as a Hurricanes coach, and he won the Jack Adams Award. He's a coach. He won the Coach of the Year, and they announced the finalists for GM of the Year, but for some reason, Joe Sakic wasn't one of them, and I really don't know why. Bergevin is, and they just may as well put his name on it. They may as well put his name on the trophy. I mean, look what's Montreal's. This whole thing with Bergevin is funny because Montreal Canadiens fans want him gone. As a matter of fact, I think his job was on the line entering last year. Yet the bubble saved them because the bubble or the pandemic actually saved them because it resulted in a pause that led to Gary Bettman announcing they were going to have a 2014 playoff, and the Montreal Canadiens barely made it. They were the lowest team out of 2014. They were the lowest team in the Eastern Conference, but they beat the Penguins out. That team couldn't even beat the Red Wings that whole season, but they beat Sidney Crosby and company out in that qualifying round and made it interesting against Philly. So that saved Bergevin's job. And then this year, the Canadiens had to fire a coach. They were the first team to fire a coach. They had to fire Julien, and they have Dominique Ducharme there on the interim. They can't win in overtime. They sputtered their way to the playoffs, yet, and fall down 3 games to 1. And they figure, well, that's it. They win games 5-7 over Toronto, and they sweep Winnipeg, and they're 1-1 against Vegas. They've won 9 playoff games. That team wasn't really expected to win more than 1 or 2. As soon as Montreal swept Winnipeg, I thought, well, Bergevin is a job for life now. They can't fire him, and now he could be GM of the year. The man who's was facing the chopping block entering last year is most likely going to win GM of the year. Amazing how things change. Amazing how things change. Oh my goodness. And speaking of Montreal, they play tomorrow. Tomorrow is Game 3 of that series between them and the Golden Knights, and that's in Montreal. They're going to cross that northern border. And that series, like I said, that series is 1-1. And it's going to be interesting. It's 1-1 in Montreal. And, you know, the Habs have been pretty tough at home. I think ever since games 3 and 4 that series against Toronto, they haven't lost at home since. As a matter of fact, they've been 8-1 since. Ooh boy, they're kind of hot. and they're gonna be on their home ice for the next two games, play tomorrow and Sunday. So that's gonna be interesting. They should win those, even against a team like Vegas. Um, of course, Saturday is game four between the Lightning and the Islanders. Lightning are up 2-1. The Islanders' backs are against the wall. And if they lose that game, I think that they might be done with. They might be done. So that's my recap of tonight's game three. I'll be back to recap tomorrow's third game of the Golden Knights Habs series. So stay tuned.